Please remain standing as we invite Ms. Michelle Salandi of the Corporate Communications Department to lead us in a word of prayer.
Good morning. Let us pray. We give praise, Father, for the benefits bestowed on us. Let it be that we are numbered among the grateful, and by our thoughts and actions we please Him and we earn a place near. Kind Master, we call upon Thy most sacred blessing as we commission this NP Presal service station. We do this in Thy most holy name. Guide us, have mercy on us, forgive us when we make a mistake or forget. Cover us with your protection from all evil, open or secret, hidden or manifest, and all calamities, natural or otherwise. Grant, O God, a goodly return and growth and development in this investment. We pray for the management, staff, employees, suppliers, and customers of the Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited, our key stakeholders, the dealer and their families. We pray blessings on our beloved nation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please have your seats. Good morning and welcome. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's program. To begin, we'd like to invite Mr. Lyndon Charles, an HSE officer at NP, to share with us the safety briefing. Lyndon?
Morning all. So, yet another new industry site having been completed within conformance with time, cost, and quality, and most importantly, without any accidents or incidents taking place at the facility. So kudos to the project team on this accomplishment. So being the largest service station in the Western Hemisphere, with 5 CNG dispensers, electrical charging ports, and solar-powered canopy lighting, is a step in the right direction as we proceed to seek or move within conformance with the Paris Agreement with regards to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So as we remain steadfast in our journey, we must continue to ensure safety continues to remain within the forefront of all our decisions that we make. So that being said, in the event of we are to hear the alarm sound, we will proceed to the northern exit of the facility to the primary muster point. At the muster point, a head count will be conducted, and emergency response team will basically sweep the area to ensure that the area is safe to return or proceed back inside, right? Once the all clear is given, we will proceed in a safe manner, orderly manner, back into the facility. Given the fact that we are still within the COVID-19 pandemic, we still advise persons to maintain the social distancing, refrain from the handshaking and commingling within a close area. And we also must ensure persons remain within or sanitize their hands accordingly through the various sanitization points that we have situated around the facility. Thank you.
Good morning, and a special welcome to all. The Minister of Energy and Energy Industries and the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart R. Young, MP, Sahid Hussain, Chairman of the Board of Directors at NP, members of the Board of Directors of NP, Dr. Vernon Paltu, President of the National Energy Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. John Gormandy, Acting CEO of NP, Mr. Curtis Mohammed, President of the NGC CNG, Derek Joseph, a representative of the Petroleum Dealers Association, Premnath Dindyal, the dealer of the NP Presal Service Station, industrial estate representatives and members of the business community, members of staff of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, management and staff of NP, management and staff of NGC CNG, management and staff of National Energy Corporation, specially invited guests, members of the media, the online viewing public, especially my fellow colleagues at NP, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me start by welcoming you all to the official opening of the NP Presal Service Station and Quick Shop Plus. My name is Denise Caesar, and I'm from the Corporate Communications Department at NP. And this morning, we are here in the vibrant region of Presal to officially open and experience firsthand NP's newest retail offering, which we're proud to offer to the people of this community. Just before we proceed with today's program, it must be acknowledged that the country, like the rest of the world, continues to face unprecedented times during this pandemic. And to succeed, we must do our part to respond decisively and collectively in order to suppress the spread of the virus. Therefore, for the duration of this morning's event, we advise our members in the audience to please be reminded of the need to observe the established health protocols. To safeguard your health as well as the health of others, all are advised that facial masks must be worn and kept on, and that strict sanitation and social distancing protocols must be observed at this morning's event. Today, we celebrate the culmination of a vision to provide world-class facilities and service throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Though it's taken considerable effort and time to arrive at this point, I'm sure you would agree that the result is a service station offering that can compete with the very best in the region. All the stakeholders who are involved in this venture are very proud of what we've achieved. And through the remarks and presentation that you'll hear this morning, some of the key highlights that have led us to where we are today will be shared. So, to begin, I'd like to first off welcome to the podium the Chairman of the Board of Directors at NP, who will deliver welcome remarks. Chairman of the Board of the Directors of Trinidad and Tobago, he has been holding that position since January 2016, and as an accomplished and successful businessman, Mr. Zahid Hossain leads the most diversified petroleum marketing company in the English-speaking Caribbean, with the largest service station network in Trinidad and Tobago, and this pre-sale station is perhaps the largest to date. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the podium to deliver the welcome remarks, Mr. Zahid Hossain, the Chairman of the Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited. Chair, would you address us, please?
Thank you, Denise. Minister of Energy and Energy Industries and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Honorable Stuart R. Young, MP, members of the Board of Directors of NP, Dr. Vernon Paltu, President, NEC, John Gormandy, Acting CEO, NP, Mr. Curtis Mohammed, President, NGC-CNG, Mr. Derek Joseph, Representative of the Petroleum Dealers Association, Mr. Primnath Dindyal, Dealer, NP Pre-Sal Service Station, industrial estate representatives and members of the business community, members of staff of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, management and staff of NP, management and staff of NGC-CNG, management and staff of the National Energy Corporation, specially invited guests, members of the media, online viewing public. Ladies and gentlemen, a very special good morning to one and all. So, on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited, NP, let me firstly start by saying that I feel extremely happy to be here to mark this very special occasion. Today's opening ceremony of this Pre-Sal, NP Pre-Sal flagship service station is a three-way collaborative venture with NP, NGC-CNG, and the National Energy Corporation. And though the world is undergoing unpredictable and unprecedented change, this venture is timely and speaks to the benefits that can still be enjoyed when companies remain consistently focused. Indeed, strengthening institutional resilience has never been more important. And even as we celebrate this achievement, we're here with heavy hearts, as a most important person who has supported NP throughout this journey is missing. the late Senator, the Honorable Franklin Kahn, who had a keen interest in seeing the completion of both this NP Presal and NP Mayaro service stations. And very often said, when we cut in the ribbon, boy, what happened in the station? To share briefly, I first met Minister Franklin Kahn when he was installed as Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, and was very quickly impressed by his humility, his trademark smile, his affability, insightful analysis, and his ability to bring contending parties together in his usual engaging way, while being firm when the occasion required it. He will long be remembered for his significant contribution to the growth and transformation of the energy sector. And as a former NP chairman himself, a champion of and for NP, we are thankful for his dedicated service and contribution to the nation over the years. He will truly be missed. Rest in peace, my brother. Nevertheless, the baton has been confidently passed to the Honorable Stuart Young MP, who has already infused a fresh perspective for the energy sector, and no doubt will continue to chart the future course for the industry in an exemplary manner. That I'm most confident of. Minister Young, on behalf of my board and the management and staff of NP, we welcome you and look forward to your guidance and a beneficial working relationship. To my fellow chairman at NGC, who I know is well represented today in his absence, you, sir, have a very good team around you. One to admire, and I applaud your efforts to remain steadfast and relevant. Having insights into the process adopted by a board, I wish to express confidence in your process and trust that you and your team will expertly work through the tasks and decisions you face ahead. And now, as we focus on the reason we're here today, we celebrate this partnership venture as a first for NP, NGC CNG, and the National Energy Corporation, with the construction of one of the largest multi-fuel service stations in the Caribbean, with a modern layout and an unprecedented number of CNG and liquid fuel dispensers. The NP Presal service station, which is strategically located at the corner of Rivulet Road and the Sir Solomon Hochoy Highway, offers 20 filling spots, 10 for liquid fuels, meaning super, premium, and diesel, and 10 dedicated for the environmentally friendly CNG, and is also equipped topside with solar panels and an electric vehicle charging system. Situated on over 65,000 square feet of land, with an expansive 241 by 36-foot canopy, this ultra-modern new-to-industry site will provide customers with a superior and modern filling experience. Offering a large storage capacity for all liquid fuels, the new station guarantees a continuous supply of product to the high volume of motorists along this route and those residents of Presal, Couva, and environs, and will act as the main refueling hub for the businesses and workers in the nearby Point Lisas industrial estate. Moreover, through these undertakings, NP proudly contributes to the national economy through significant investments in the construction of supporting infrastructure and new service stations like this one, at a cost of upwards $20 million, with the additional cost of TT 5.5 million for the solar PV system and 4.28 million TT for the energy storage, electric vehicle charging system, and supporting infrastructure. I wish to point out that as chairman of NP going on 6 years, NP has not received 1 cent from the government to fund our capital projects like these, contrary to what some would have you believe. It has all been done from our own resources. And so to keep in step with ever-evolving technology and to support a green agenda as part of its design, the topside canopy is equipped with 320 solar photovoltaic panels. Not only do these solar PV plus storage panels significantly reduce operational and revenue risk, but they also add substantial business continuity improvement to the service station operation. Additionally, the panels have the potential to generate at least 100 kilowatts of power to be used to power aspects of the service station's operations, including the lighting, liquid fuel dispensing, and the electric vehicle charging system. Indeed, the savings in electricity will certainly improve the service station's net income by reducing operating expenses, thus helping the station to become a model to replicate across the network. As a valued stakeholder in this project, the installation of the solar panels and the tie-in to the power requirements of the facility were managed by the NEC Sustainable Energy Division, and for this, we sincerely thank you. As it relates to the electric vehicle multi-standard charger, it is an integrated AC and DC electric vehicle charging station that provides safe and reliable charging service. The EV charger consists of an environmental adjustment unit, payment terminal, RFID card reader, electric energy meter, power supply module, charging connector, among others, and an emergency stop button as part of its protection module. The installation of this system is a move in the right direction as it supports the UN Sustainable Development Goals by offering an environmentally friendly option that reduces the overall carbon footprint. Moreover, as EV sales accelerate going forward, this system allows NP to be a market leader and positions the company ahead of the game with a rapid, fast charging system. What a fitting way to introduce the new NP Quick Charge brand to the market. Likewise, other impressive features at NP Presal include LED lighting for optimal customer security, pay-at-the-pump facilities, and an ATM. Additionally, NP's popular convenience store Quick Shop Plus will also provide fresh-made menu items as part of its offerings, thus becoming a perfect food destination for the busy commuter. Moreover, NP Presal is equipped with an Ultra Lubricants car care zone, where the Ultra brands of OEM-approved and API-certified quality lubricants will be available. In fact, I take this opportunity this morning, as I do on every public platform, to make an appeal to distributors, retailers, mechanics, fishermen, and others to support the Ultra Lubricants brand. As a society, we tend to believe that everything foreign is better. When we at NP, your company, have locally made quality products that are just as good, or in some cases even better than the foreign products. Without question, with its holistic offering, NP Presal is comparable to and exceeds the standard of any service station you visit in the developed world. Indeed, we are proud of this service station, and as chairman, I can confidently say that the success of this network is due in no small measure to the collective efforts and hard work of our talented employees who have helped support the achievement of objectives. And for this, I sincerely thank them. To NP's engineering department and those individuals and contractors who have been involved in this project from inception, like Mr. Darren Ragunanan, Mr. Bobby Thomas, Dominic Nicholas, Mr. Dominic Nicholas of Belek, contractor T.N. Ramnath, and others, we thank you. And this morning I want to single out two persons. Kerwin Murray from NP's engineering department, who was here from day one and ensured that the station was built to specification and on time. And I want to salute Mr. Curtis Mohammed, who also from inception, he was there from the conception, throughout the project, offering his advice, and he's here with us this morning in this opening. I want to thank him for the contribution that he would have made in ensuring that we have our opening here this morning, based on his inputs. Additionally, NP has survived this long in the retail fuel market locally because of our service station dealers. Our shared interests have kept us together, and our common goals have kept us on course. Therefore, to the service station dealer, Mr. Premnath Dindyal, Mr. Darren Dindyal, and their team at Presal Service Station, we welcome you, sirs, to the NP brand and family, and we pass it on to you to fly the NP flag for quality and service high. We are also appreciative of the stronger ties that were forged with other government ministries, regional corporations, and regulatory bodies such as the Environmental Management Authority. And as we open this station, we must acknowledge our dependence on these and other state agencies for the necessary approvals and support from agencies such as the Ministry of Works and Transport, WASA, TNTEC, Fire Services, and others. The deepening of these relationships over time has resulted in improved efficiencies overall. To those members of NGC-CNG, National Energy Corporation, and NP who have been involved in this project over the years, I commend you on your perseverance in seeing our collective vision achieved. In fact, when state enterprises work collaboratively and bring their individual expertise to bear on developing joint projects, the benefits to the wider community, be it social or commercial, are immeasurable. However, even as we celebrate this achievement, we must also acknowledge that NP is transitioning and has been for some time due to several factors, which have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and has accelerated the need to act and not continue to kick the can down the road. In fact, we have literally run out of road. Being constrained by regulated prices or fixed margins, coupled with escalating costs, NP is somewhat limited in our ability to define a particular growth path. Nevertheless, given our technical expertise and wealth of industry experience, opportunities to pivot and offer services to the new service station landscape abound and will continue to be explored as we stay the course and become more agile in the execution of our services. Additionally, NP's responsibility and commitment to the sister island of Tobago continues to be demonstrated by the consistent supply of fuel and LPG that are made readily available despite the ever-increasing sea transportation costs borne by NP. Furthermore, NP's ongoing support for the exploration and production sector through our expanded bunkering services and the provision of a reliable supply of fuel to the shipping industry, critical government agencies, CAL, the Inter-Island Ferry, the Coast Guard, and PTSC, among others, will become more evident as time goes on. With a greater push towards renewables in the future, NP's expectations that focus will shift to convenience and service, with fueling facilities being at the core of the service station of the future and becoming more of a one-stop shop. And let me tell you what the services I expect to see. You come for your gas, go to the ATM, you buy your lottery if you're so inclined, you go to the pharmacy, you pay your bills, and you buy your pre-cooked meals to take home to cook. You buy a meal that was cooked that you can go home to. So the potential of these sites, especially this one, this space, is absolutely immense, because as a commuter, as a customer, you want to go to one place and get all the services as you are required to get done, completed at that spot. And therein lies the potential of this site. Not so much the fueling aspect, which is the draw, but the services and the convenience that you offer. So let me make the point. As a teenager, and that was if you look at me, that was a long, long time ago, right? When you leave Pinal, where I grew up, and you go into Tong. Tong was far in those days, you're real far, what the time I'm talking about. So it had 2 lanes, one up and one down. So invariably, when you finish, you would stop at a place called Highway Inn, and this is not an advertisement for them, because I don't think they still exist, which was near the Chief Curry Factory, I believe. And you'd have a roti and a solo or something to eat, seated of course. And the seniors might or might not have something a little more strong to drink. And you spend a 15, 20 minutes. That is the vision I have for these spaces. Right? And that is the potential of these spaces. We look forward to achieving similar goals in the short term when we open the NP Mayaro service station. Notwithstanding that our role and function may evolve, NP remains committed to working diligently towards achieving our strategic goals. On behalf of the Board of Directors and management and staff at NP, I wish to extend my personal thanks to the staff at the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industry. So I save you all for last. And to all who were actively involved in making this service station come together. Collectively, we have created something special, a retail offering that can compete with the best globally, and one that will establish NP as leading the way in fueling the journeys of generations to come. In closing, as the nation looks forward to celebrating Republic Day in a couple days, my hope is that as a Twin Island Republic, despite the extraordinary challenges we have experienced over the last year and some, that we continue to celebrate our freedom to determine the direction of our country. Let us never take this freedom for granted and strive to make our collective journey a fraternal, disciplined, productive, and proud one. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussain, Chairman of the Board of Directors of NP. Up next on our program, we'd like to share with you a video presentation. As indicated by the Chairman, this new NP pre-sale service station has a lot of impressive features, many of which are not immediately visible. And for that reason, we have prepared this video presentation which gives a bird's eye view of some of these impressive features. Ladies and gentlemen, and to our viewing public, we invite you to look on at this video presentation. Dubbed the service station of the future, powered by renewable energy, the Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited is pleased to officially open its NP pre-sale service station. This state-of-the-art solar-powered service station, which is located at the corner of Rivulet Road and the Sir Solomon Hochoy Highway in Couva, is part of a collective venture with the NGC CNG and the National Energy Corporation's Sustainable Energy Division.
Here at the pre-sale service station, we have installed a 100 kilowatt PV system, which is going to power EV chargers for electric vehicles. It's going to power the canopy lights on the station, the C-store lights, the fuel pumps here, and maybe later on other systems as well. It's something that that has been on the drawing board for a long time. It's a renewable energy initiative of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries with us, National Energy, which seeks to promote renewable energy projects in Trinidad and Tobago.
Situated on over 65,000 square feet of land, with an expansive 241-foot by 36-foot canopy, this ultra-modern new-to-industry site offers 20 filling spots, 10 for liquid fuels and 10 for the environmentally friendly compressed natural gas or CNG. To keep in step with ever-evolving technology and to support a green agenda, as part of its design, the topside canopy is equipped with solar photovoltaic and storage panels and an electric vehicle charging system. What a fitting way to introduce the new NP Quick Charge brand to the market.
We utilized 320 solar panels with 315 watts each. We had power coming down at 750 volts DC. In the energy storage container, we have 510 kilowatt hour battery, lithium-ion battery storage system. So the installed capacity here has the autonomy to give you 24 hours continuous operation with everything running. The charging station as well is the first commercially available charging station. If a vehicle comes in at 0% charge, they should spend maximum of half an hour at the charging station. So we as a company are very happy to be working in partnership with National Energy as the selected contractor for the project. So we hope that this initiative would help lead by example so that others would follow, and we're all together we can make a significant reduction in the carbon footprint in our country.
This fully modernized site, one of the largest in the region, will provide the large number of motorists along this route and those on the nearby Point Lisas Industrial Estate with greater options and speed as well as efficiency in their transactions on a 24/7 basis. Furthermore, other impressive features at the NP Presale Service Station include an ultra lubricants car care zone, LED lighting for optimal customer security, pay at the pump facilities, and an ATM machine. Moreover, NP's popular convenience store brand, the Quick Shop Plus, will provide fresh-made food items as part of its offerings, thus becoming a perfect destination for the busy commuter. And there you have it, the NP Presale Station, looking at it from various angles. As we move on with our program, we're now at the point where we will welcome Mr. Curtis Mohammed, President of NGC CNG and Vice President of Sustainable Energy Development at National Energy, to address us. But let me introduce him properly. Curtis Mohammed is the President of the NGC CNG Company Limited, and as mentioned, Vice President of Sustainable Energy Development at National Energy. Previously, he worked as Vice President, Gas Transmission and Distribution at the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago, and was subsequently requested by NGC to head and execute the National CNG Initiative. Mr. Mohammed gained his BSc degree in Chemical Engineering at UWI and his MSc in Engineering Management in 1999. Mr. Mohammed's broad range of professional experience and skills in the oil, gas, and manufacturing sectors include process and project engineering, the setting up of manufacturing entities in the spirits and renewable fuels industries, and the rolling out of complete operations, including management of all phases of major capital projects. He has worked previously at Petrotrin and the Angostura Group. He is also a member of the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago. Therefore, quite competent, quite qualified. To deliver the remarks, we invite Mr. Curtis Mohammed, President of NGC CNG, to address us. Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you, Denise. Honorable Stuart Young, MP and Minister of Energy Industries, and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Sahid Hussain, Chairman of NP, and thank you very much, Mr. Hussain, for those very kind remarks. Mr. John Gormandy, Chief Executive Officer of NP, the dealer, Mr. Dindial, other distinguished guests, and all protocols observed. So, ladies and gentlemen, a good morning to you all, and I bring you greetings from our chairman, Mr. Colonel Enel, who unfortunately could not be in attendance today. As we stand here at the crossroads of the Sir Solomon Hochar Highway, Grand Couver, Rivulet Roads, and the entryway to Point Lisas, on behalf of the NGC group of companies, I welcome all in attendance and those looking and listening live to this presentation. On February 14th of this year, our chairman visited this location, which was still a construction site, coming on to the end of the construction. And walking on this forecourt and looking at the live drone footage from above, he commented that this location was absolutely fantastic. It was first world and an oasis in the hustle and bustle of the surrounding traffic. So today I stand here proudly with colleagues at the opening of this facility, knowing fully well the work, the effort, and the investment by all the parties, NP, NGC group of companies, into developing this location and bringing it to this point. In the latter part of 2017, the NGC CNG company received instructions to proceed with the design of a gas station in Presal, a flagship service station to retail all fuels, liquid, CNG, but also to incorporate solar power into its offerings. So we got cracking right away in the conceptualizing, designing, and eventually partnering, of course, with our partners, NP, to begin this project. And I'll depart from this speech to say thank you very much, Chairman Hussain, for the support and for the accommodation NP gave us in making this happen and being a part of that entire process. It is collaboration at its best with state enterprises and other stakeholders. So a year and a half after construction began, we now stand here with NP about to open and serve the traveling public. That, my friends, deserves warm congratulations for all those involved. Thank you very much. This is one of the largest stations, I think, in the Caribbean, with the largest amount of offerings, construction in a year and a half, and we're here today. So that is actually, and it's not one party doing it, it's many parties collaborating. That is unusual. So kudos to NP, the NGC group of companies, colleagues all around to making this happen. So it wasn't a singular effort at all, and it was an exceptional display of state companies, and perhaps, Chairman, there might be more opportunities in the future, and Minister. So the regulators and other stakeholders made this happen. So the development of this facility provided an opportunity for the NGC group to work closely as well with the Ministry of Public Utilities and with TNTech, our electrical utility, to integrate solar photovoltaic or solar PV together with NP's liquid fuel business to properly prepare for a future with cleaner fuel options while being cognizant of pending liberalized prices at the pump. Despite the hurdles and the challenges, the collaboration worked, right? And in fact, we are here, the fact that we are here today is testimony to that. So this facility, of course, largest in the island, most streamlined for fuel service by the nature of its design, layout, offerings, EV charging, and liquid fuels. And of course with the CNG. An excellent convenience store with offerings that are different and positioned to be different as well. So while the NGC group and with NP championed the service station development and we all work together, National Energy, and my colleague here, Dr. Pal too, had a distinction in providing the project and contract management services for the installation of commercial of the solar PV system. Above us on the top side. So others have spoken about it. So the renewable supply system will provide a rapid, what you call a level 3 charging system, which is the fastest charging that you're going to get for any vehicle. It has 3 chargers, 2 of which will be fast charging and one will, well, not so fast charging, but faster than a home. Canopy lighting with the solar, convenience in-store and peripheral lighting, as well as liquid fuel dispensation. The NGC Group is proud of our involvement in this revolutionary station design as we move the country along a path of decarbonization and sustainable development. So we want to take this opportunity to especially thank the Ministry of Public Utilities and TN Tech for the feedback and support with the model that we had on the solar PV system and its integration with the grid. So it will actually step in to top up in case we don't have enough solar, which will be few and far between. Indeed, we understand that the issuance of the license to generate solar power at this station created history, and that is the first renewable energy non-utility scale license that has been issued by the Ministry of Public Utilities. So I think that is especially we should mention that. This is an excellent milestone for renewable energy in this country. This is fantastic and something that we hope will soon be commonplace throughout. So thank you, Minister Gonzalez. Now, this is not our first foray for the NGC Group into the green and climate friendly. Just a few years ago, you know about the CNG program, right? We were asked to be the stewards for this fledgling industry. We remodeled it, we brought it to a new point, where the mandate that was originally given to bring 17,500 vehicles and 22 supply points on board will actually be achieved in the early part of 2022. So technically our mandate has been achieved. Now this is testament to the hard work of the teams across the NGC Group and the earnest and enthusiastic involvement of all the stakeholders. So customers embrace CNG, their fuel of choice. We are proud of the numbers so far, and more so proud that every day, for every kilometer that is driven, we are actually reducing emissions by about 30% compared to the alternatives. And we are especially glad to have NP with us on that journey, as this partnership could show there's prominence given to CNG, and thank you very much to NP for allowing that. So with a market of 1 million existing vehicles on the roads of Trinidad and Tobago, there is no shortage of vehicles for private sector, and it will also give those owners a second, more affordable, cleaner fuel. Now, the NGC Group over the last 2 years has been fully embracing a greener, cleaner, and more sustainable agenda as we look to lead a transition into a net zero carbon future for Trinidad and Tobago and in the group's operations. Now, we say the future of energy is green, and everybody's saying that, but you know, you have to walk the talk. You can't just talk the talk, right? The transition of energy is happening worldwide. It is happening quicker than some of us would imagine, with countries and companies giving very ambitious, bold, and sometimes disruptive targets, all with the intention of reducing greenhouse gas emissions according to world guidance on what we should be doing. So the reduction in GHGs will work positively towards mitigating against a rise in temperature and ultimately deleterious climate change. Now, at the NGC, over the last 45 years, we have been providing the cleanest fuel in Trinidad and Tobago, and we continue to do that. Billions of dollars in revenue for the national community has been provided. And that fossil fuel is still very relevant. It's considered a major bridge and a transition fuel to a low carbon future. So it's fitting in already into what we have to do. Now, but natural gas doesn't have to be our only business, right? What are some of the other things that we are looking at? And I'll just give this very quickly in point form. With proliferation of renewable energy and assets, there's a possibility for green hydrogen nationally. And this could facilitate downstream sector. This is something that we are looking into avidly. National Energy is aggressively pursuing opportunities to implement technologies and projects in renewable energy, this is one of them, and in energy efficiency. National Energy is also facilitating, and subject to normal due diligence, it intends to be investing in the country's first utility-scale solar right down the road in a 112 megawatt rated facility. That is the project with BP, BP Lightsource, and Shell, right? We are going to be part of that. Now, recognizing that methane is a key component in global greenhouse gases and more, well, actually worse than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas, the NGC earlier this year was accepted as a member in the Oil and Gas Methane Partnership, which is a global coalition of governments, NGOs, and corporations dedicated to managing methane emissions. Now, with this membership, we can utilize international best practices as a tool to bring down methane emissions. In addition, NGC has partnered with a Dutch company, Orbital I, BV, to use satellite technology to monitor and assess greenhouse gases and methane emissions in this country. Some other key initiatives that we are embarking upon locally and regionally would be looking at offering liquefied natural gas cargoes as an option away from oil-based fuels for the rest of the Caribbean, micro LNG where possible and practical, and recently landfill and biogas. So we're in all of it. And you may have heard, as far as the NGC Green agenda goes, we've launched the Carry Green, which really is a website, a portal, if you may, that provides information and available opportunities, financing, planning, energy markets, and technology developments within the clean energy space in the Caribbean region, not just Trinidad, everything else. Right? So you'll get everything that you need to look for in there. So sustainability is a key pillar in our green agenda, and we are aligning our business, as others are, with the UN Sustainable Development Goals and incorporating sustainability metrics in our reporting. But the group is also walking the talk. It is walking the talk. So in a nutshell, at the NGC Group, we are working towards a cleaner, greener future with sustainability at the core. We look for partners. We embrace partners. And what I would have referred to before is just some of the high-level plans and projects that we are looking at. So the world and most of the energy world is changing apace. And as a leading integrated energy company in the region, the NGC Group is committed to its vision of being a recognized global leader in the development of sustainable businesses. So again, congratulations to all the stakeholders involved in this fantastic project. And I'm sure the public will enjoy coming here to fuel their journeys and embrace transitioning into the future. Special thanks to teams at NP, NGC, CNG, National Energy, too many names to call, but everyone would have contributed. And we are also confident that this facility will be a model for others to emulate, Minister, not just service stations, but also for other commercial operations and developments. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for your cooperation, and thank you once again to NP for making us part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. The next item on our program has been labeled our feature address, and that was deliberate because we have the privilege of hosting the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries and the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart R. Young MP, to present today's feature address. But to introduce him properly, I'd like to let you know that Minister Young was a practicing attorney before being elected to Parliament. In addition to his duties as Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, on April 19, 2021, he was appointed Minister of Energy and Energy Industries. A graduate of the University of Nottingham, where he studied law, Minister Young was admitted to the bar in Trinidad and Tobago, England and Wales, the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Antigua and Barbuda. Minister Young is the chairman of the Finance and General Purposes Committee of the Cabinet and a member of a number of Cabinet subcommittees, including the National Security Council, the Standing Committee on Energy, and the Human Advisory Committee. He has also served as a member of a number of joint select committees of the Parliament, including the Energy Affairs Committee as Deputy Chair. Additionally, he is a member of the Honourable Society of Gray's Inn in the United Kingdom, and he has served as a member of the Council of the Law Association, as a member of the Legislative Committee of AmCham. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries and the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honourable Stuart Young, to deliver the feature address. Honourable Minister, you have our undivided attention.
Thank you. Good morning, all. Mr. Saeed Hussain, Chairman of the Board of NP, members of the Board of Directors of NP, Dr. Vernon Paltu, President of National Energy Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. John Gormandy, Acting CEO of NP, Mr. Curtis Mohammed, President of NGC, CNG, Sir Derek Joseph, representative of the Petroleum Dealers Association, Mr. Premnath Dindyal, dealer of the NP Presal Service Station, to all other specially invited guests, all protocols observed, to members of the media, to those who may be viewing via the various live platforms. Good morning again. As I sat there reflecting, an analogy came to mind. I'm not sure how many persons would remember the old test match format in cricket, but being put in now to bat after two speakers before seemed to be a test match type of strategy. Of course, now it's the age of T20, so I hope not to detain you very long. Fellow citizens, today I stand before you with great enthusiasm as we celebrate the grand opening of this long-awaited National Petroleum flagship CNG fuel station at the Presal Interchange in Couva. You've heard extensive remarks from both previous speakers as to all that this station has to offer. Today, the government sees this as yet another milestone and a significant achievement in the development of the compressed natural gas CNG industry, since government approved the introduction of CNG as a part of the transportation fuel mix in 1992. From then to now, the government has attempted to place substantial focus on the acceleration of the use of CNG in light of growing global trends and demands for more environmentally friendly fuels and the reduction of carbon emissions, which continue to be at the forefront of the global agenda, as well as government's agenda here in Trinidad and Tobago. The construction and opening of this service station augurs well for one step in the right direction. We have been dealing with the various hardships and challenges associated with maneuvering and managing ourselves in the global pandemic that we're still in, which is COVID-19. And to have been able to achieve the opening of this station here today during that difficult period, I heard it said that the majority of the construction and operation and getting ready to operationalize this gas station took place in the last 18 months, which is exactly the time frame when we started having to deal with the pandemic. So well done to all of the key stakeholders. It shows and augurs well, as I heard two previous speakers say, for collaboration between state enterprises. And as the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, I'm very proud and happy that you all were able to achieve that during the period. This CNG network is going to be an integral part of what you all have been trying to achieve in our national provision of CNG, and you must keep it up. However, as time has passed and there's been a passage of time, the truth is technology has come upon us, and we're now expanding and looking at other areas of more carbon neutral energy supply, and in particular in the provision of energy supply to motor vehicles. And that's the renewable energy scheme. The government is focused on renewable energy, and I really want to push and make it happen. As Mr. Mohammed said, the time for talk has passed. The time is now, and I am thrilled to see the first electric charger portal for electric vehicles, public one, I believe, in Trinidad and Tobago. When this project was mandated, we were adamant, and I was pushing very hard to get that started. Let the country know that this is just the first one out of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, working alongside with my colleague in the Ministry of Planning and Development. We plan to roll out very shortly a policy to Cabinet to push the introduction and focus on electric vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is something that I'm adamant has to happen in the coming weeks so it can begin to be implemented and move from talk to the walk of the use of these energy vehicles. Right now, another focus for us is this first landmark utility scale solar power project, which will produce up to 112.2 megawatts of electricity aimed at meeting our emission reduction commitments in the electricity sector. This project was proposed by a consortium of Lighthouse Renewable Global Development Limited, Shell Trinidad and Tobago Limited, and BP Alternative Energy Trinidad and Tobago Limited. There will be 2 sites, 92 megawatt solar park project in Couva, together with a 20 megawatt solar park project in Trin City. And if all goes according to plan, I look forward to its construction commencing next year. In fact, I have a meeting with the stakeholders this afternoon to try and push that along. So I was happy to hear I can report to them that we finally got one of these alternative generation license issued, and it is to this today because I know that was one of the bugbears. In order to meet our commitments to the Paris Agreement, the government is also seeking to ensure an increased penetration of electric vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago, with many countries signaling a transition from the sale of new vehicles using internal combustion engines by as early as 2025 and replacing these with electric vehicles. Several car manufacturers have made decisions to cease the manufacture of these internal combustion engines in the near future. To prepare ourselves, as I said, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, along with the Ministry of Planning, are preparing a cabinet note to seek cabinet approval to open this up with a number of incentives and policies to get the EV progressing in Trinidad and Tobago. As I said, I am pleased that this pioneering fuel service station is the result of a partnership between NP, NGC, CNG, NEC, and many others. NP is by no means new to CNG, as the first CNG outlets were commissioned by the company way back in the 1980s. From 2013 onwards, the CNG initiative has been spearheaded by the NGC CNG Company Limited, with strategic partnerships between many public and private entities. NP, for one, is a major partner. The inception of the overall CNG program has accrued benefit to the country not only environmentally by significantly reducing emissions of carbon dioxide as well as other pollutants from conventional transportation fuels, but also economically via the reduction in the liquid fuel subsidy. As at December 2020, CNG initiative has resulted in CO2 emission reduction of approximately 31,500 metric tons from 2014 to 2020, and a liquid fuel subsidy reduction of approximately $18.5 million. Nationwide, CNG sales stood at 13,530,082 liters of gasoline equivalent, a 24% increase over 2019. As at August 2021, CNG sales stand at 10,700,000 approximately liters of gasoline equivalent, with all indications showing that we will surpass previously set standards. At present, I'm told that the natural gas vehicle population in Trinidad and Tobago stands at approximately 10,000 vehicles. I've heard Mr. Mohammed say they hope to reach up to 17,000 vehicles during the next year, and I look forward to that. Friends, as I reflected on the opening of this gas station, I thought it fit to give a little bit of history to the nation as to what happened on this site. And the analogy that I'd like to use is today we're witnessing the making of lemonade from lemons. Because you see, when life gives you lemons, you have choices to make. And when this government came in 2015, I dare say that this site was one of the lemons left. It would be remiss of me not to use this opportunity, as within recent times we've heard very unwarranted attacks on the NGC group of companies with no basis. As both myself and the Prime Minister have said, the time is not yet right for us to be able to provide the full story as what has gone on recently with the NGC group as we continue to maneuver some very complicated and complex negotiations with some of the larger oil and gas producers in the world. So I take this opportunity now to remind the population that just prior to an election in 2015, over $26 million was spent out of the NGC group on a government directive to basically build a foundation and to build certain booths that had absolutely no use. In fact, it was labeled at the time a beautification project. So I remind those who have the audacity now to challenge all of the good work that has been going on at NGC as they continue to deliver in their commitment to get value for the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the NGC group. I remind them that we, the population, will not forget what it is they did with the NGC group before. And today was one of those sites. When the government came in 2015, we had a decision to make. By then, over $30 million in cash had been expended on this site with absolutely no driven purpose, apart from the use of the word beautification. So, we took the lemon and made lemonade, which is what you all are seeing here today. Took the decision that we would make this site a premier and one of the best gas station sites, service station sites in the English-speaking Caribbean. And I'd like to thank all of you all who have delivered on that commitment here today. But to remind the population and to remind those who wish we would forget what it is they did at the time. So I'd like to congratulate you all on the delivery of this fine facility. I hope, as I've listened carefully to the chairman and the president, that this will be the first of many to come. Because the time has come for Trinidad and Tobago to continue getting value for money, the use of the technology. I was thrilled to see the use of the solar panels for the provision of electricity, and in particular that electric charging port that I hope to work along with NEC and whoever else at the NGC group to put down other charging ports throughout Trinidad and Tobago as the government rolls out its electric vehicle policy. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time and your attention and your attendance here this morning as we move this country forward in the right direction under the stewardship and the leadership of those at both NP and the NGC group of companies, with the full commitment and support of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Well done to all who have delivered this project here today in these difficult circumstances and made lemonade from the lemons we were left with. Thank you very much.
We say a heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Stuart Young. Thank you, Minister. The last item on our agenda this morning is that of the closing remarks. And we're going to conclude by having NP's acting CEO, Mr. John Gormandy, take us through some closing remarks. Mr. Gormandy has been at the helm of the company for the past couple of years. However, his dedication to the company spans a few decades. John Gormandy has previously headed the lubricants division and the export department for several years, during which time he developed and spearheaded the company's marketing strategy for the lubricant brand and developed strategies to penetrate new markets while building on existing markets. As the holder of an MBA and BA in Business Administration, Economics and Management, Mr. Gormandy has successfully led the marketing and sales division and continues to be a dedicated and involved leader as he serves in his capacity as acting CEO. It's therefore quite fitting that he be the one to offer some closing remarks. Mr. Gormandy, please address us.
Now, having been the last speaker to follow such distinguished speakers this morning, I get to start by saying all protocols observed. A pleasant good morning to everybody. And on behalf of the chairman and the board of directors, management and staff, I wish to thank all of you attending this opening ceremony for the NP Pre-Sal Service Station. It is indeed an honor to be here this morning at this ceremony to celebrate with our key stakeholders the opening of this state-of-the-art facility that is before us. Today's opening is yet another example of the long and productive partnership between the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries and NP. And on this particular venture, we have been privileged to be able to collaborate with NGC CNG and the National Energy Corporation's Sustainable Energy Division. As most of you would know, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago put their faith in NP to provide them with a reliable, consistent supply of fuel and CNG. And we take that responsibility very seriously. By opening this service station today, we make yet another step in honoring our commitment, and we have added a bonus by offering green energy and an electric vehicle charging system. For NP, this service station is more than just a series of underground tanks. Fuel and CNG dispensers, solar panels, and EV charging unit systems. We see it in a broader context as an important part of the greater effort to connect our communities as they go through life's journey. Strategic investments like these are a major step in stimulating economic development that is vital to the health and wealth of our local communities. Indeed, NP is certainly looking forward to serving the Presal, Couva, and surrounding communities and seeing them continue to thrive and prosper in the years ahead. On that note, I offer the closing remarks. We would like to thank, firstly, the Honorable Minister of Energy and Energy Industries and the Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young, MP. Honorable Minister, we thank you for your invaluable contribution and for your presence here today. And like Chairman, it would be remiss of me not to also pay recognition to the former Minister, Minister Khan, or the late Minister Khan, who, like Chairman, would have called on many occasions for progress in terms of where we were at with this station. And I'm certain while he may not be here with us in body or in physical sense, I would not be surprised if in spirit he's here with us today. So I want to thank him for his contributions as well. We also give special thanks to our Chairman, Mr. Saeed Hossain, and other members of the Board of Directors. Your leadership, sir, over this project and the presence here today is testament to your ongoing commitment to the company, and for this we thank you. Curtis Mohammed, Tafunan Paltu, President of NGC or NEC Corporation. We thank both of you and your respective organizations for the collaboration or collaborating with us on this history-making achievement and for taking time out of your busy schedules to be present, to mark this special occasion. To the service station dealer, Premnath and Darren Dindial, your cooperation has been invaluable, and we really do appreciate the partnership that you have forged with NP. And we would have heard from previous speakers in terms of this being one of the larger sites within the region, but certainly within the NP network and within the country. And he's saying to make this service station a reality. To the various contractors who worked on this project, including T.N. Ramnath, Belek, and the National Energy Corporation team, thank you for taking the appropriate care and attention to detail required to make this service station a standard of excellence. To the representatives of Plebdeco, the Point Lisas Industrial Estate, the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, the Energy Chamber, and the Presal and Couva business community in general, we offer sincere thanks to you for being present here today. We also wish to thank our specially invited guests and members of the media who have raised this occasion with their presence here today. The interest and enthusiasm you have shown is indeed a good sign for the future. We thank you. And to the many other community members and motorists who have been actively and excitedly awaiting the opening of this new NP Presal service station, we are looking forward to serving you and to seeing your community thrive and prosper in the years ahead. And I would just like to add that we've heard again from our previous speaker in terms of the collaboration that took place with this site. And again, I would like to state, Minister, under this administration and likewise with this board, and it is something I mentioned at the turning of the sod in Miaro, we have seen an improvement in how the ministries continue to collaborate. And it is something that was, having been at the company for years, it was a painstaking experience in terms of getting projects like these to fruition. So again, I want to commend you all, but and I think there are other projects we'll be working on in the future, most certainly. And the level of collaboration has taken place not only at the higher levels, but it has trickled down now to some of the lower levels, where we are not being selfish or putting aside egos, but serving the companies and the country at hand. Right? So I want to commend all who would have worked together in getting this to this stage. It's indeed a noteworthy achievement. So ladies and gentlemen, this day will go down in history as just one of many legacy achievements we expect you will be able to point to in the years ahead with a sense of pride and admiration. We thank you again for coming, and we wish you a safe return to your homes and places of business. May we continue to keep safe and be ever vigilant. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gormandi. And ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our formal program. And once again, on behalf of the Board of Directors, the management, and staff at the Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited, we extend our personal thanks to all involved in making this new service station come together. Collectively, we have created something special, a retail offering that is able to compete with the best globally, and one that will certainly establish NP as an exceptional service company. So as we leave you here, we do hope that you enjoy the rest of the morning. And to all our customers in Presal, Couva, and environs, NP Presal looks forward to serving you and doing so with distinction. So as we close off the opening ceremony to our online participants, we would now like to invite the Honorable Minister and other key stakeholders seated at the front to join us in the following initiatives. We will engage in the ceremonial ribbon cutting, then we do the first fill-up for liquid fuels and CNG. There'll be a photo opportunity at the electric vehicle charging system. We'll unveil a commemorative plaque, and then we will take a short tour of the Quick Shop Plus. And as we dubbed the service station of the future, powered by renewable energy, the Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited is pleased to officially open its NP Presal service station. This state-of-the-art solar-powered service station, which is located at the corner of Rivulet Road and the Sir Solomon Hochoy Highway in Couva, is part of a collective venture with the NGC CNG and the National Energy Corporation's Sustainable Energy Division.
Here at the Presal service station, we have installed a 100 kilowatt PV system, which is going to power EV chargers for electric vehicles. It's going to power the canopy lights on the station, the C-store lights, the fuel pumps here, and maybe later on other systems as well. It's something that has been on the drawing board for a long time. It's a renewable energy initiative of the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries with us, National Energy, which seeks to promote renewable energy projects in Trinidad and Tobago.
Situated on over 65,000 square feet of land with an expansive 241-foot by 36-foot canopy, this ultra-modern new-to-industry site offers 20 filling spots, 10 for liquid fuels and 10 for the environmentally friendly compressed natural gas or CNG. To keep in step with ever-evolving technology and to support a green agenda, as part of its design, the topside canopy is equipped with solar photovoltaic and storage panels and an electric vehicle charging system. What a fitting way to introduce the new NP Quick Charge brand to the market.
We utilized 320 solar panels with 315 watts each. We had power coming down at 750 volts DC. In the energy storage container, we have 510 kilowatt hour battery, lithium-ion battery storage system. So the installed capacity here has the autonomy to give you 24 hours continuous operation with everything running. The charging station as well is the first commercially available charging station. If a vehicle comes in at 0% charge, they should spend maximum of half an hour at the charging station. So we as a company are very happy to be working in partnership with National Energy as the selected contractor for the project. So we hope that this initiative would help lead by example so that others would follow, and we're all together we can make a significant reduction in the carbon footprint in our country.
This fully modernized site, one of the largest in the region, will provide the large number of motorists along this route and those on the nearby Point Lisas Industrial Estate with greater options and speed as well as efficiency in their transactions on a 24/7 basis. Furthermore, other impressive features at the NP Presale Service Station include an ultra lubricants car care zone, LED lighting for optimal customer security, pay-at-the-pump facilities, and an ATM machine. Moreover, NP's popular convenience store brand, the Quick Shop Plus, will provide fresh-made food items as part of its offerings, thus becoming a perfect destination for the busy commuter.